Hey everybody, it's Valerie R. Brooks of the Valerie R. Brooks Real Estate and Business Academy. Guys, I just got back from Belize. Had a marvelous time. It was really, really great for relaxation. And remember, we talked about anxiety and things of that nature. It was so wonderful. Met some great, great people. I have not had any sleep because I literally got off the plane. Then I had to run around and get some technical issues repaired with all of my technology, my laptops, my phone. So if anybody is on here that's been trying to reach me on my business line, I'm going to tell you right now, it's crashed. I am hoping to get it repaired right after this live. And I have not had any sleep. I really have not. But I'm going to make up for that because we talk about self care as well. But I had such a rewarding experience. Again, met some of the most wonderful people that I've ever met. Um, Belize is beautiful. I can't explain it. So if anybody on here has not been to Belize, I urge you to go. And today we're going to talk about real estate as a tool for financial growth. But let me tell you this. Real estate afforded me to go to Belize at the drop of a minute, a drop of a hat. I really did not. Um, I had not a lot of warning, but I was able to go at the drop of a hat, although I couldn't find my passport. So even before the trip, I had to fly to Atlanta, get my passport in one day, get back, and then the next day I flew out to Belize. So that just falls in line with talking to you guys about real estate as a financial tool for growth because if utilized properly and worked properly, it can literally elevate your life and afford you a great sense of freedom if you build it properly, if you shift it when the shift needs to occur, and if you transform it along with building and shifting and transforming your life. So, not just real estate, but your business as well. If you're in a business for yourself, you have to learn how to build, shift, and transform it, as well as your life. I never leave life out because you are your business and you are the creator of your life, not you by yourself. Of course, you know the man upstairs is the creator, but he gives you the sense to create as well. So I'm going to go by some questions. I'm looking at something. Oh, Jeanette says, I've always wanted to travel to Belize. It's on my bucket list. Jeanette, it is awesome. Let me tell you, Jeanette, of course, we flew on a 767 to get to Belize, but we went to a small island that's over the waters. It's called San Pedro. So from Belize, we stayed from Belize City. They call it Belize City. Belize City. We had to fly on this little chopper, and I felt myself getting a little bit nervous, getting ready to have a little anxiety because I even thought about one of our famous stars that starts with an A that had issues and their plane crashed. And I was like, okay, you know what? They do this every day. They do this every day. And the flight was really cute that got us there. It was so funny. I've never been on a chopper. You guys know I was a flight attendant for 8 years, but I've never flown on a chopper. And it was a new experience, and new experiences broaden your life, right? So please go, Jeanette. I think you would love it. The food was great. Let me tell you, we were on a rooftop. The DJ was awesome. He knew how to read the crowd. He played everybody's music. It was really wonderful. And again, meeting people is meeting positive people that are consistently growing is another thing as well. Went with a group of great people and met great people. I'm going to look at some questions to get started. And one of I just see something. Okay. How can real estate be integrated into a diversified investment portfolio? And what are the main benefits of doing so? So, I want you to look at real estate as a tangible asset, and it provides stability, but it cannot provide stability if you're not stable. Just follow my words. Real estate can provide stability, awesome stability, and it can provide balance to an investment portfolio. Because what scares some people that are interested in real estate, or what scares even the market, is the market. You know, the market going up and down, and that can be a scary place to enter into if you're interested in real estate. But the way I look at it, I'm not a financial advisor, but the way I look at it, there are so many things you can do in real estate. You can buy and hold, you can buy and flip, you can sell. Believe it or not, selling is one of that's my I would say that's my stronghold. You can build a management company, you can build a real estate company, but you have to have the mindset, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But now, a lot of people are afraid when the market fluctuates, you know. So you got to realize it can generate, real estate can generate cash flow through rentals, um, and rentals appreciate in value over time, and it offers a great tax advantage, you know, like depreciation and things like that. And by integrating real estate, you create a wealth building foundation. You know, with again with it complements stocks. I don't put all of my eggs in one basket. Although real estate is me, you know, real estate is in my DNA, but I use it to complement other investments. And it's also about aligning your real estate with your financial goals and using it as a tool to hedge against inflation during diversifying risk, you know. But we can talk about that later as well if you want to get really, really deep into it. I hope that helped to answer your question that was cold. Now, I have a question here from Mia. What inspired you to start real estate as a tool for financial growth? What real estate showed me is transformative power early in my career. I purchased my first house when I was 19. I was 19 and I was in college. And full transparency, I went to college for my parents. I did not want to go to college. I wanted to jump right into real estate. And my father and mother, they had different ways of looking at it. My dad was like, go for it. My mom was like, she was breaking into hives. No, no, please finish school. So I finished for her, really. But my dad, who was a self made man and a self made millionaire in his own right, and I'll tell you about him later, and that was back in the day. He acquired his wealth through real estate. And again, I saw its power early in my life. And the idea of creating not just income, but long term wealth, I mean, it really resonated with me. When my parents passed, left us land and houses, and I could not ask for a better set of parents that were smart, even back in their day. They're both gone, and I miss them dearly. But they left my sister and I in a great place, and that's it was way before that I realized that real estate wasn't just about buying and selling properties. It was about building something sustainable. You know, I've witnessed clients achieve financial sustainability. I've seen them achieve financial independence through the strategies that I've worked with them on. And I tell you, you got to have an end result. My end result was I wanted to retire in luxury. And as you all know, that I was pulled out of retirement to coach and train, and I'm really loving this. And um, I tried managing property. It wasn't my forte, but one of my best friends that's in real estate, she loves uh, property management. And the good thing about all of that is referrals. So even if you like sales and you don't like property management, you can send referrals and you'll get a referral fee. If you don't like sales, but if you don't like property management and you like sales, you can always get a referral fee with sending people to referral realtors that like property management. And see, that's another way to make passive income. Even if you don't actively sell real estate. If you have your license, you can refer people and get a referral fee. Now, don't be one of those people that do not have their license and ask your agent, "Do I get a referral fee for working with you?" We find that very offensive. It's just like going, real estate is one of the biggest investments in your life, right? Think about it. It's one of them. Um, but and your health is your investment. So if you go to your doctor, you don't ask for a referral fee, or if your attorney, do you ask for a referral fee? Things like that. So it's sort of, and I'm just being real because this is real talk with Valarie. It's very, very offensive when you do that. Um, I see another question. Can you share a memorable success story from your experience that shows the potential of real estate for financial growth? Absolutely. I can even tell you why I got into real estate and how I was introduced to real estate at the age of 6. Um, my dad, my dad's side of the family owned a lot of real estate. Of course, I didn't know that concept, but I'm just going to tell you what I saw. And I have one sister, and it was my mom, my dad, and my sister and I. And on the first Saturday of every month, um, we were living in Atlanta, and we would drive to the small rural town that my parents grew up in every Saturday. And it was Val and Daddy's Day. I got to have my daddy all to myself. And I was a straight daddy's girl. So when we would go and pick up the rent, I would be holding his hand, and I would see the money exchange from from the renter's hands to my father's hands. And every Saturday, every first Saturday after we would collect the rent, we would go to Burger King. And as I've shared with you guys many times, I'm a straight foodie. I love food. That's why I got a Peloton upstairs, I'm a straight foodie. So when we would go, my dad and I, after we would collect the rent, we'd go to Burger King. I saw money changing hands, and then I saw us taking that money to buy food. And food is very important to me. It's always been important. And I was like, wow, money changes hands from the people that live in the houses. So I asked my dad, I said, and this is his story. I'm telling it like he would tell it. I asked him, I said, Dad, is it because of the money that you get from the people? Is that why we're able to go to Burger King after? And he said, absolutely. He said he was so shocked at that question, and me being a 6-year old and not asking that question, he was knocked off of his feet. And he said, absolutely. But you have to own the real estate in order to get the money. And that's my memorable experience with real estate, my personal memorable experience. I equated money with food. And I've always wanted to eat. I thought about food when my family would have dinner, Thanksgiving, family gatherings. I just loved it. So, um, Sylvester Scott, is real estate ventures time consuming, and can you split your time and still be successful? Now, that is a great question. That is how managing your time comes into play. Uh, you also, when you're in real estate, it depends on you. Now, I would say that we should not let any of our careers consume our time that we don't want to be in. But I will tell you now, yes, it does consume your time, especially in the beginning. And for those that think it's easy, it is not. And it depends on how well you want to dive into real estate. If you want to sell, or if you want to flip, or if you want to invest, it does take time because it takes education, it takes discipline, it takes time blocking, and it also takes your ability to persevere, and it takes resilience, and all of that takes time. So whenever I have an agent come to me and I ask them, why do you want to get in real estate? And if they say, I just love pretty houses and I want to go on lavish vacations, I tell them, you're in the wrong business, because it doesn't necessarily afford you that. it can afford you that. But the only way that it can afford you that, if you put that into your mindset that that's what you want and you go for it, you got to think real estate in all aspects of it, even if it's flipping, even if it's buying and selling, you're dealing with people. And if you're working with people, you have to know that it's not easy. It's not easy. And side note here, I teach how to work with people. Good question, Sylvester. Um, I have a question from Becca Woods. Uh, for those who are overwhelmed by getting started, what's one simple, actionable tip for moving forward toward financial freedom in real estate? Good question, Becca. You start with education and clarity. Education and clarity. Again, if you're looking at it blindly and you're looking on social media and you see these flippers and the real estate agents and all of them living a life of luxury, please note they didn't just get there. You're seeing their glory, but I can guarantee you're not seeing their story. I'm sure they just didn't start without education. And I know they didn't start without clarity of a mindset of where they wanted to go. So you have to define your financial goals, Rebecca, and focus on one stage in the beginning, my opinion. And whether that's building your credit, um, you, now I'm talking about you, that's building your credit, educating yourself, and if the process feels overwhelming, and you're talking about as a real estate agent, Becca, or as a person buying a house, I'm talking to you as if you're a real estate agent, but if you're buying a house, are you talking about buying a house? Yeah, okay. Well, let me finish the sentence with it about the agents or anybody interested in real estate. Um, Again, you have to know what you want, know what you're doing, and you have to know that again, it's not easy and it will overwhelm you. There are many times in the beginning of my career, not in the beginning, but midway, when we had the crash, that I wanted to quit. Um, but I did not because I knew that, you have interrupters in your life. And we talk about that all of the time, the interrupters that interrupt your life. They'll interrupt your life in any career. They interrupt your life, period. I talked about that last weekend. And you just have to learn how to interrupt those interrupters. And Valerie Bruce can certainly teach you about that. And I tell you, we have a Black Friday sale going on for our membership portal. I cannot even remember the price, but I know that my team will put a link. Let me look in the chat. I know that they'll put a link in there telling you about Black Friday to join our membership. And yeah, 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 they'll put it in there. Um, and it will in our membership, you will learn about real estate on in all shapes, forms, and fashions. We have a great community in there. You have me teaching. You also have some e-learning courses in there as well. Um, Now, if you were talking about buying a house, I see. Okay, yeah, you're talking about buying a house. Okay, yeah. Now that can be overwhelming as well. Now, buying a house, you should get your credit together as well. I would advise you to, of course, get a great real estate agent. And the way that you would go about getting that, I would go by referrals. I'm not a fan of just grabbing a realtor or any business person off of the website, unless you're grabbing my agents and myself off the website. But see, you're not really just going blind. You know me. But if you should hire an agent, make sure that they inform you about the lending process and refer you to a great lender. Or you may want to go to the lender first. And that way, the lender can tell you what you can buy now, what your buying power is now. Okay? So, buying real estate, let me just give you an example. Somebody just asked, can it be a powerful source of passive income? Absolutely. Long-term rental properties, that property that I told you that I bought at the age of 19, which is only 5 years ago. But that property that I bought at the age of 19, I will tell you that its value now is about 600,000. I paid $30,000. I'm being very transparent. So is it? Can it be passive? Yeah. And I even suggested to several clients, especially those with young babies, buy a house, and then by the time they go to college, if they don't get a scholarship, sell the house and send them to college. Um, Oh, okay, okay. My team member just told me that the QR code on this screen will lead you to our membership. I think you should really go there and see what the membership will afford you. But it's going to teach you a lot more than what you're seeing on the screen. Let me see. I see so many questions. I'm trying to choose a couple of them that uh, can be overwhelmed. Okay. Oh, this is a really good one. I'm just kind of going through the questions, and I'm pretty impressed with the questions. What role does mindset play in turning real estate into a successful long-term investment? Mindset is everything. Now, I want everyone on this call to realize that real estate is not just about transactions. It's about persistence, resilience, and vision. Now, if you have a growth oriented mindset, it'll help you weather market shifts. I've been through three. I've been through three market shifts. Yeah, three. And since I started real estate in 2000, I've not had to get another job, not one. So I survived those market shifts without getting another job. And that is because I learned how to rebuild and shift and transform. Now, did I lose money? Absolutely. I lost a lot of money, lots of money. But you got to think about it. If you're banking on yourself, there's a lot of risk involved. I am a risk taker. I even take risk on stocks as well. But real estate, I know a little bit more about. Okay. And if you think about it, if you're getting married, you're taking a risk on merging your life with another person. So a growth mindset. So if you go into a marriage with a growth oriented mindset, it'll help you weather the shifts in your marriage. And if you run into trouble in your marriage, you have to learn how to adapt strategies. And how do you do that? You go to a therapist, or you get a coach or a counselor, and some people will talk to their pastors and things of that nature. So in real estate, when you the things that will help you to weather market shifts are coaches and uh, strategies, and they can even help you look for other strategies. And if you don't have the right mindset, fear and doubt can paralyze you, and not only in real estate, just in your life. And I teach my clients to approach real estate as builders of both wealth and self-confidence. And I think I told you about an agent once that I saw on a video. She said real estate can strip you of your confidence. I knew that feeling. I knew that feeling. And I could relate to every word she said. And many of my clients, they have either quit before meeting me, my coaching clients, or they've just settled into a mediocrity. Y'all help me out with my words. You know how I get sometimes, but a a simple way of living while selling real estate. Not really trying very hard. And I say, if you're not going to give it your all, then you need to get a job, because real estate is a career, and it's self-employment. Is it possible to build a real estate business that aligns with your personal values and lifestyle? If so, how? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Sierra. Yes, ma'am. And I've done it. The key is clarity, defining what you value, whether it's freedom, family time, financial security, and you just have to structure it around your business. You have to structure your business around these priorities. I love freedom. I love, as most of you all know, I don't get into societal norms. I give into the universe and God and God's norms, but not society norms. Okay. And I knew that I wanted to be able to assist God with creating the lifestyle that I wanted. And my lifestyle was long term. My lifestyle was not necessarily about red bottom shoes because they hurt my feet. So I'm not crazy about that aspect of it. But I wanted long term freedom. I wanted the gift of saying no. I wanted the gift of being able to choose what I wanted to do and what I did not want to do. I wanted to choose who I wanted to work with and who I did not want to work with because everybody can't work with you, right? So it depends on what you want. Now, if let me give you an example. If you focus on referral systems and leveraging a strong network, you can build a business around that as well. And it can serve clients nationwide. And I really learned that strategy. And I would love to teach you because if I want you to look at something, referrals is you naturally making money in your sleep. Does that make sense? Okay, if not, again, there's the QR code, and you all know my website, valeriealbrooks.com. Okay, how do you identify the right market to start investing in real estate, especially for beginners? Um, okay. Now you mean if you mean market by different areas, I'm gonna answer that as if you're asking that question. You look for markets with steady job growth, population increases, and affordable housing. You know, housing compared to income levels. And I would start my research on that one. And if I were you, if you're where you know quite a few people, start local. Start in your own neighborhood and research basics like rent to price ratios and networking with local agents and attending investment meetings and agent meetings. Now, I say network with agents because you never know what you can learn, but I also say network with non agents because those are your clients. Okay. And the last question that I see is what's the biggest mistake you see new investors or agents making, and how can it be avoided? The biggest mistake is failing to plan. Many jump into deals without understanding cash flow, without understanding market conditions or long term commitment involved. My advice: do your homework, build a team of advisors, make a decision based on data, not emotions. And always, as I always say, start with a clear vision of your goals. I would love for you to join my membership. It's a wonderful membership with like minded individuals. We have great pop up courses. I'm teaching everything that I have known and learned since I started selling real estate in 2000. But remember, I purchased my first investment property at the age of 19. Let's see. There's one last question. What are two what are top tips for building long-term client relationships and increasing referrals? I want freedom but cannot sell. Okay, the tips for building long-term client relationships are you have to know people, know their behavior. And that's a learned process. And believe it or not, I knew that I wanted to sell real estate way long time ago. Just like I said, I bought my first house at 19, and I knew I wanted to stretch it. And the best way that I knew that I could learn people is I became a flight attendant, and I learned different cultures. And I stayed there just long enough to learn what I wanted to learn. And then when I started my different areas of real estate, I hired coaches. I watched and I learned, and I hired some bad coaches, and I finally landed on a good one, and that was me because I wrote down everything I did. And I'm going to tell you, if you're a person of color on this screen, everybody doesn't learn the same way. Again, real talk, Val. Everybody doesn't learn the same way, and everybody doesn't teach the same way. So I hope that answers your questions, Rafa. And I want to thank everybody for joining today. Um, I'm getting ready to leave now. Gotta go get this technology straightened out. I still don't have my business phone. So if anybody's trying to reach me, send me an email, Valarie@valariealbrooks.com, or just opt in on the website and shoot me a message. I would appreciate that. And I'm really happy to be here. This was the highlight of my day. Now I've got to go get my technology in straight. And I'm going to catch up with some of the people that I met in Belize. And believe it or not, we're planning on meeting up again and going back. So, everybody, make it a good one. And I'll see you guys next time.